In this video, we're going to cover a special circumstance installation of the MDD JavaScript version. Most of you probably will not run into the need to use this, but if you do, you will be happy that our MDD mobile detect has this solution available to you. So if you happen to be trying to place or use MDD on a website server that does not support PHP, this is the way that you're going to need to approach the installation. So this might be, the fact that you're installing it on a Cold Fusion site. This might be that you're using it to install on an ASP.NET site, or maybe some other reason. Basically, if the main site's server does not support PHP, this is a very creative workaround that we have come up with that will enable you to use MDD anyway. Please note though, you must have ownership or control of some web server that does support PHP. In this particular installation, we are going to install across two different servers rather than just one. In the previous videos, all of the MDD code as well as the snippet has resided on the same server. This will be the first time that we're actually going to bridge across two different servers. So in this case, you are looking at kcsdev3.info, one of my demo development domains, with a demo website attached to it. This simulates the main site. We are basically just making this determination because we are saying that this server does not support PHP, so we are going to use two servers and the JavaScript version of MDD in order to get this accomplished. We are also going to use kcsdev2.info, a server that does support PHP, in order to get this done. In other words, the main core MDD code will be installed on this server, kcsdev2.info. Only the JavaScript snippet will be placed on the main site inside of the source code, just like before, in order to get this done. And just to make this a little bit more fun, we're going to redirect again to our mobile device test page, the mtest.mobiledevicedetect.com page, which is on yet a third server. So what we're going to do is detect mobile visitors to the kcsdev3.info website. We're going to access MDD code actually installed over here at kcsdev2, and once we detect the mobile visitors over at kcsdev3, we are going to redirect to mobiledevicedetect.com to the test page, yet a third server. You don't have to do that, of course, but you can. I just want to point out you can redirect to a mobile-friendly website URL regardless of where that server is hosted. That gives you a lot more flexibility. So I'm going to speed this process up. I'm going to assume that you've watched the standard MDD JavaScript version, and we're just going to jump right into it. So at the moment, there's nothing that we need to do to the main site just yet. The only thing that we will do over here is add the JavaScript snippet into the source code for the home page just for this test. First, what we need to do is upload the main MDD code to our server that does support PHP. So let me open up FTP through FileZilla, and firstly let me just show you the contents of kcsdev3. That's where we're at now. This is the server contents over here on the right hand side, and I think I just moved the About Us page. I wasn't trying to do that, sorry. Don't want to confuse you. Anyway, all I'm trying to do is just show you the contents. You'll see here that no MDD code resides here whatsoever. Everything that you see here is simply just an HTML file, a CSS folder, some images. You'll notice that there is no cache folder or directory. There's no browsecap.php file. There's no mdd-javascript.php file. Nothing else resides on the main site's server. That's important to note. So let me log out of this one. And let's get into the other. Let's get into kcsdev2. Once we get into here and we navigate to the root directory, which for this server is public_HTML, I'll get in there by double clicking that directory, you'll see that there's nothing here other than the CGI bin, a scripts bin for other types of scripts. This was here by default on the server. There is nothing else resides on this web server at the moment at all. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to open the mdd-javascript folder. This is the product that you've downloaded from our site. And again, we're going to download the entire contents except for the JavaScript snippet.txt file. This we don't need. So I'm going to click on the cache file, or folder rather, scroll to the bottom, hold my shift key down, click the last file, which is mdd utility. That selects all of them. I will then hold down my control key on a PC and just once left click the JavaScript -snippet.txt file so I can deselect it. I'll then right click in one of the blue areas, choose upload, and we now have uploaded mdd, the JavaScript version, to the kcsdev2.info web server. Now if we go back and view it online, because I don't have a blank index file in there, we're going to see the actual contents. You're going to see all of the contents of the server. Of course, you don't want to expose all of this to the world, so it would be wise to install a blank index file in the web server here if you in fact didn't have some other website already running. You can have another website running in here just fine. I just wanted to show you what the installation looked like clean so I wouldn't confuse you. So we have the MDD, all of the MDD code and technology is uploaded to kcsdev2.info. Again, this is just a PHP supported server separate from where the main site is hosted. We're going to visit, just like before in our browser, the MDD utility file to get the just to double check the installation and to get the snippet. So here's what we're going to do. Again, we just go to the URL that we've uploaded MDD to, /mdd utility.php. This will give us the output of this file. We will see that since we are using the JavaScript version, it found the appropriate file. It's given us the JavaScript snippet, which is right here. It's found the browsecat file, and it's also found the cache directory. Again, just don't worry that you see not found on the class.mobile.php. This is only for the PHP version. We don't need it because we are using the JavaScript version in order for this special case situation to work. So as long as we make sure that our PHP version is 5.3 or greater, as always, the step now is to simply copy the JavaScript snippet just like before. So Control C to my clipboard, open this up. I'm going to open up a blank text file in Notepad, Control V to paste, and now here's what we have. Basically, we have the full URL path to the mobile friendly website, just like we've been doing in the other two videos. Again, you would put the full URL path to whatever the homepage URL was for your particular mobile friendly website here. I'm going to leave it at our test site. The difference now is going to become this part, the source part. Now, we didn't mess with this before in the standard JavaScript version because this snippet and the MDD code resided on the same server. Now that that's no longer the case, we have to make a change. Remember that this snippet code is now not going to get placed on kcsdev2, the place where we installed MDD code. It's going to get installed on kcsdev number 3, the separate main site server that has no MDD technology running on it whatsoever. So we have to tell it where do we find the MDD -javascript.php file. That's what it says. That's basically what it's looking for. It says, what's the path to it? We're going to use the full, what's called the absolute path, the full URL path to that file. And how this is going to get done, it starts with http://. Then the domain name where we have installed it. In this case, kcsdev2.info /mdd javascript.php. Since we have installed this file, the MDD JavaScript file, in the root directory, this is the appropriate path. If I had placed this file inside of, say a directory, another folder, maybe it was named, I don't know, mobile code, I would add whatever directory name or whatever folder name I put this file into would go between it. That isn't the case for this installation. I just want to point out that you can install in another folder so long as you understand the path, the proper path to this file. So in this case, again, we are pointing from the main site, which is at KCS Dev 3. We're telling it to look for this mdd javascript.php file, this one here. No longer at KCS Dev 3, but go look for it over at KCS Dev 2, and we are doing that by the full absolute path. So with that, you save this to your project, put it in a safe place, and we'll copy it and paste it in just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and just select all of that, Control C to copy that to my clipboard, and we're going to go open now the main site's index.html page, this page here, and we're going to place the snippet on it. So let's open up my favorite text editor, Edit Plus. Again, this works just fine in Notepad as well. We'll do open, and we will browse to this file. Again, just like before, we are looking for the head section of the code, which is here. We need to put the snippet just before the closing head tag, which is this. I'm going to put my cursor above it, enter one carriage return basically, and Control V to paste. Again, I'm just pasting the JavaScript snippet that we just copied in the last step. You'll see that it's going to redirect mobile visitors to this URL, and it knows to look for the mdd javascript.php file on this URL, separately from KCS Dev 3. So I'm going to save that file, and we will open up FileZilla yet again. Oops, wrong file, sorry about that. We'll open up FileZilla. We will log out of this server. Before doing that, I'll go ahead and just remove the mdd utility.php file. This file does not need to be here. And again, I would not leave these files on the server without installing a blank index file. All you have to do that is just create a blank, seriously, nothing inside of it. Just open up Notepad with nothing in it, and then save it as, blank index or whatever you want to name it, and upload it to the server. And I'll basically show you how that's done here in just a second. Okay, I've opened up Notepad. I'm going to simply clear the JavaScript snippet. You see that there's nothing here. I'll do a file save as, and we'll get into the appropriate area very quickly. And I will just name this at the moment blank-index. And you can keep one of these laying around for future use. Now that it's named blank index, again, it's just a simple text file at the moment with nothing in it. We'll go ahead and open FileZilla again. We will refresh the contents by clicking this refresh button. Get inside JavaScript demo. I should find blank index.txt. So I'm going to right click and choose to upload. And you see that it's just blank-index.txt. Right now it's not doing us any good. But once I right click on this file and I choose to rename, I can rename it anything I want, and I'm going to choose to name it index.html. All lowercase index.html, and hit enter. And it'll change that file to an index.html file with a file size of 0. There's nothing in it. But what that did, going back to this page now, of course this file we removed, already in our last step. But if we visit the main home page, we no longer see the contents of the server. We see this blank file. It's serving up that blank index.html file even though it contains no content whatsoever. But this is a good little trick in order to protect directories or areas of your server that you don't want exposed to the public if you don't have real web pages stored inside of them. So that's just an extra tip for you. Going back to the process now. So we have uploaded, again, on KCS Dev 2, we've uploaded the actual MDD code. The cache directory is here, the browse cap file, the MDD javascript.php file. We had uploaded the MDD utility.php file, we used it, and then we deleted it. And that's basically where we left it off. And that is totally done with that particular server. So I'll go ahead and hit server and then disconnect. Click the site manager. We'll go back to now KCS Dev 3, our main site's server, the one that we are pretending does not support PHP. I'll get back into the public underscore HTML directory, the root directory for the site. We'll go navigate back to where all of the web pages are, including the home page, index.html. What I'll do is, let's see here, open my JavaScript project folder, which is empty, and I'll download the current index.html file. This is from the main site, not the mobile site, but the main site. So I'm going to right click, choose download, and you can see that it's now over here. Now that it's over here, we can open it up in, let's see, yeah, I might as well leave that open. We'll open it up in our text editor. Let's see, we need to be inside of the JavaScript project. It's this file that we just downloaded from the server, and I will open it. This file is now open. You can see that there is no snippet contained in the head area. We need to add the snippet back into this area. We're going to paste it again right before the head tag. Again, this is on the main site's coding. That's where the snippets go. I'm going to Control V to paste. Take a quick look at it. Again, remember that we are pasting this to KCS Dev 3, but we are telling it to go find the MDD javascript.php file over at kcsdev2.info in an entirely different server. Once this snippet of JavaScript is placed before the head, we will save the file and then re-upload it to the main site. So that save file is here, the unedited version is here, and we're going to simply just transfer it from our computer to the server. Right click, choose upload, and then we will have to choose and select overwrite because that file already exists. Once the file has been overwritten, basically all of the pieces are connected. Okay, now that we've uploaded that updated file back to the main site server, let's go take a look at what we've got going on online. Remember that over at kcsdev3.info we have the demo main site. Again, the one that we're pretending does not support PHP, which is why we needed to do this special JavaScript installation of MDD across two different servers in the first place. We have the actual MDD code all running on the KCS Dev 2 server, which currently has no website on it whatsoever. It's just there to support this website over at KCS Dev 3. And when the mobile visitors arrive at this page, they are going to be redirected to yet a third server, which you don't have to do this. It just wanted to demonstrate it. It can be done. Over at mobiledevicedetect.com, our mobile test page. So I can't show you this live without forcing an emulation of a user agent. And while I'm going to basically cover this in a separate video, I'm also going to do it again quickly right here because I do want to show you that this system does work. So what I'm going to do, I am using currently Google Chrome, the Google Chrome browser. And this, what I'm about to show you, is specific to Google Chrome, and it must be a newer version. So if you have an old version of Google Chrome, make sure that you update your browser version before trying this. But on my keyboard, I'm going to hit Control Shift and J at the same time. J is in John. And you'll see that it brings up the Developer Tools window. The next step is to click the little gear icon to the bottom right of the screen. Moving my cursor around it now. Just click this. It brings up this settings page. I'm going to choose, this is optional, I'm going to choose dock to right. It's going to move the settings to the right so I can see the page to the left. And then I'm going to choose to override user agent and override device metrics. And I'm going to choose in the drop down here a Android Nexus S, the Android 2.3 Nexus S. So what I'm basically doing is temporarily I'm telling Chrome that even though I'm truthfully on a desktop machine, right now I'm telling Chrome to override the user agent and to basically believe that I'm an Android Nexus S. When I hit the refresh button over here now, instead of connecting to the site, we should connect to the mobile test page. And we do. You'll also notice that we are now over at the third server at mobiledevice-detect.com at our test page. So there we go. We have basically, and I can't force it at the moment. When you're done, make sure that you change your settings back, untick those 3 boxes. Just make sure that those 3 are unticked before you close everything. If we go back now to, let's see, KCS Dev 3, we will see the main site yet again. However, mobile devices, if you were to connect to this live right now, as I make this video, you would be detected and then redirected right back to mobiledevice-detect.com. But because of the snippet on the main site is connecting to kcsdev2.info to get the actual MDD PHP code. Again, MDD is at its core PHP, but our very special JavaScript bridge, which is what mdd-javascript.php is, allows us to use a very creative solution to install MDD on sites where previously you couldn't install it, at least anything more than a pure JavaScript solution. Our solution basically in this case is it's kind of a hybrid. It's a JavaScript snippet used on the main site that's communicating then with the MDD core PHP code that resides on a different server.